Hey all, welcome to a quick overview of the SBG training structures and some things for this subcommittee to consider when developing resources, expectations, or even policy recommendations for our training protocols. So as you know, one of the goals of the district's SBG committee is to focus on products or policies that could systematically support our teachers, students, and admin district-wide in the area of standards-based grading and other effective grading practices. How we think about training specifically, which is at the center of your subcommittee's essential priority, is crucial to the success of SBG, and it's why we're putting this increased focus on it. So just so we're all on the same page, let me just quickly go over what we mean by training structures. So we know that in order to ensure that all of our stakeholders, from students to teachers to board members, understand SBG, and that all of our teachers and admin know how to properly implement SBG in the classroom, we need to provide the adequate training and resources. But with 5 schools and 400 teachers and an already packed PD schedule, how can we ensure that teachers are getting the training that is not only effective, but consistent? And this is all because, and I wholeheartedly believe this, if we don't provide the training and the resources teachers need, and then still expect them to successfully implement a new grading system, we're setting them up to fail, right? I would say 3 years ago, our district was really working on the why behind SBG for a lot of our teachers, and I think we've been incredibly successful with that. And now we just need to focus on the how. So as your team begins to delve into this, here are just some quick considerations. What type of training needs to be done, and who does it need to be done for? How and when can we get this training done? What is the proper amount of information and processing time and implementation time needed to be successful, and how can we provide that? How can we ensure that this training continues? It doesn't get ignored over time as things get comfortable. And lastly, and we're not trying to steer any subcommittee in any specific direction, but we'd really like this team to specifically consider the idea of the SBG evangelists. So I believe Tom coined this term, and the general idea is it's a cohort of teachers and admin at each site who are the grading gurus, right? You've had direct experience with SBG, you're very passionate about it, and you're also accessible and easy to approach, right? These evangelists will act as the go-to people on each campus to lead trainings or even just answer questions in between classes. But who are they, right? How do they get chosen? Are they required to do anything to become an evangelist, right? Is it worth it? Are there incentives? Do they get stipends, right? What are their tasks, right? These are just a few things to consider here. We went over this during the whole group presentation, but just remember the majority of the brainstorming and work being done will be in these 2-week intervals in between the meetings. So we're calling the next 2 weeks between this meeting and next, stage 1, right? Research and feedback. And here are some questions that you may want to consider when delving into the research, right? First, what does the research say? And what do the SBG experts say, right? We know we have these, grading gurus, Tom Schimmer, Gusky, Reeves, Marzano, there's more, right? They have books, articles, websites on effective grading practices. Do they have anything specifically about this topic, right? Are there any case studies that we can look into, right? Any local schools that are full SBG or maybe adopting particular practices of effective grading and reporting, right? How did they get there, right? How do they handle this topic? Stevenson High School, right? Some of us have visited that school. That's a high school in Illinois. That's kind of the birthplace of PLCs. They've been doing SBG for, over 2 decades at this point. How do they handle this situation? And who do we need to reach out to in our circle, right? Who are the key players that can provide the insight and the feedback that can kind of guide our work here? So what you guys are going to do, you're going to gather this info, you're going to determine what you believe is relevant, and then you're going to present it to the whole group next meeting. How you present is up to you. If you want to do a PowerPoint slide or just, kind of talk it out, totally fine. Just don't exceed that 7 minutes because we do want to save some time to solicit feedback from your peers. That will hopefully guide the next 2 weeks of work that you'll be doing with your subcommittee. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks again for being a part of this committee. At this point, you should begin these conversations, ask the real questions, and figure out how your team maybe will answer them. And as always, feel free to reach out to the committee leads with any questions you may still have. All right, thanks. Bye.